Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'll let some folks trickle in, and while we're waiting, I'd love for you to get to know you more. I'm going to launch a poll. Please check it out. I'd love to get to know you as much as you're about to get to know me. Hey, folks, if you're just joining, I'm letting a few more folks or a few moments just to let people join in. Love to see who you are. So fill out the form or the poll so I can just get to know you a little bit more. Awesome. I'm already seeing some votes looking to break into security. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome to Data Security, but also welcome to this fantastic field. And then I see some folks are also coming in who are established, looking to learn more. Welcome to. All right. You know what? I'll just get started. And then as more folks come in, we'll just keep the chat going. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the Q&A and I'll get started. Well, folks, thank you for joining in today. I want to say a big thank you. This is supposed to be animated, but imagine we're all thanking you. And for first joining in, attending today's conference. Thank you to the DOS staff and volunteers. Without you, we would not be here and making this event possible. And back to you, the attendees. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for your interest in cybersecurity. Thank you for your interest in product management or product marketing, something that I'm very passionate about. And really just thank you for being interested in expanding your skill set. So I think this is a great acknowledgement, and hopefully you get something out of this. What we're going to cover today is something near and dear to my heart. It's demystifying building cybersecurity security products. This could be a book. This could be a podcast series. This could be many things. I could go on for a while. I only have 20 minutes. So here's what I'll cover, and here's what I'm hoping you can walk away from this talk with. First off, what is product? What does it mean? And hopefully by the end of this talk, or at least the next slides, you'll see what resonates with you and maybe some roles that you'd like. Next, what makes cybersecurity hard? I see a few of you are just breaking into the field. Awesome. Some of you might know already that it is hard, but let's learn more. And also, I hope to convince you that you're interested. That's why you're also well suited for cybersecurity product work. And lastly, ways to start your product career. If I did my job, I helped you understand and get excited for what the challenge is ahead. Here are some ways to start exploring. So first off, what makes me so qualified to even talk to you about this? If you missed it, my name is Beatriz Datangel. I've been in the product field I've held product roles, for 9 to 10 years now. I put an asterisk or a wild card there because the roles changed. I did not set out thinking I want to be a product person growing up. I instead wanted to maybe do medicine. I studied chemistry and finance, and I thought this is the way to go. Well, wasn't the way to go. I needed a job after college, and I started looking at what roles are applicable, and I could transfer some skill set from what I knew in STEM into this field. I moved into tech. From there, I went from product analyst. From analyst, I moved into product manager. And from then on, I kind of moved into what I am now, a product marketing leader. And what makes me so qualified to speak about product in security? Well, most of my years in product has been in security. And I'd say those are my day jobs. Beyond my day job, or I'd say my other day jobs are really talking and teaching about what I'm really excited about in product. What I've done so far is teach and help curate the curriculum at product school. I've then helped create some digital marketing and product management courses at Udacity. You can find me on Fiverr, where I've created my own courses. And more importantly, I just launched a few courses on Maven, so check that out. All that to say, if I didn't have to work at all, you'll see that I am very community driven. What I love about the community is things like this, community days, where it's just a place for you to learn, a place for us to all grow and learn together, maybe connect with others, or just add a few more skills. Another thing that the reason why I'm so passionate about community is I think there's ways to advance justice or acknowledge and fight for justice. Here's a picture of me recently hosting a Congressional Gold Medal ceremony for Filipino World War II veterans during Filipino American History Month. Didn't have to do it. It's just something that I'm passionate about to really fight for and advocate for folks who may not have a voice. So if anything resonates with you, you're a science grad and you don't know what to do next, come talk to me. If you are community driven, nonprofit driven, and you want to know how to break into more of the private sector, give me a shout also. That's about me, but let's talk about you and how do I convince you for the product role. So coming up next, okay, there we go. Coming up next, we have just talking through what a product development team will look like. On the left, you'll see product management, as I mentioned, project management, and also the difference is product is focused on the product. Project management's more on the delivery. Do we have everything in line? Maybe for folks who are living in Gantt charts or timelines and you're delivery oriented, maybe that's more for you. Product marketing, another role I just mentioned. You can see the difference here. I highlighted product managers, product vision and strategy. They're internally focused on developing the engineering requirements. Product marketing, on the other hand, they're communicating the value. So just like a marketer would. You have something, okay, well, that's a little too technical. How do I make it more applicable? How do I quite literally market it to people or to audiences who may not know but should care? And then thinking about messaging and strategy, or we focus on an audience sector. I'll keep on moving here. We have engineering to help create the product. We have operations. As I mentioned, there's an analyst. I started off as an analyst where I look at data and see where are the opportunities, where are the drop-offs, et cetera. That helped me understand more about how does a product function. And then innovation, sometimes that means that you have an architect helping you. Sometimes that means you have a domain owner helping you. Whatever that is, it's the innovator, leader, kind of steers the ship of where you should go next. Maybe it's a long-term 3-year plan that you have. Either way, that helps you just give you an idea of how do you drive product development. What I wanted to highlight here on the right-hand side, though, is thinking about advocacy, highlighting, does the customer need this? What do we bring value here? Of course, sometimes you also need to think about, are we driving revenue? Am I helping? Not just am I advocating for the customer, will someone buy it? Will they buy it so much and love it, they'll buy it again and again over many years or multiple years after that? KPI driven, also known as key performance indicator. Are you driven to get results? Are you revenue, what are the things to help you drive revenue? What are the things that we have to incorporate so people can understand this product and this product go together hand in hand? We have marketing interaction. Yep, that's where the product marketer comes in to really help translate the product from the technical side to a much more of a marketable side to something that you can brag maybe at the next RSA booth, who knows? And then the overall life cycle, you'll also touch on this more about iterating, updating, trying to maintain that customer advocacy and that overall empathy and map that you can have there. All this to say also, some people, if you've ever worked on the product team, you're like, but what do you do all day? You're just in meetings, aren't you? Or you're just the one who sends out emails. That's about it. Sometimes, yes. I have to say, sometimes my days are fairly busy with just meetings. And why? Half of it is just trying to align different stakeholders together. You might have that visionary saying, we need to do this. Okay, so I'll talk to that business visionary. Why do we need to? Is it because we need to enter a new market? Great, let's start thinking about the customers that we already have in that market so we can understand what they need so in this new product. All of that is meetings. All of that is for someone to say, I want to help translate this thing to this audience. And how can I do that? And those are usually the roles that a product team will have. But I want to say more about that's just the people. Now let's think about what drives a successful product. So some of the factors that I have here, you have to solve a problem. Is it better? Maybe it's cheaper. Maybe it's something brand new I've never thought of before, or folks have never thought of before, and that's why you have a new product. But I want to try to convince you also, it's not just solving a problem in the cybersecurity space. I want to highlight, you want to solve a problem without making new problems. And I'm going to dive in a little bit more there of, yes, it might work for this one team, for an enterprise security team, but it might actually cause more problems for the developers who have to use it. We keep thinking about these terms like shifting left. What does that mean? And how much more of a workload does that cause for other people or other teams? Similarly, when we think about a user-centric design, usability is a thing. Hey, I want to use something that is seamless, nice, maybe has a great UI. Maybe it has a mobile app as well as a browser-based. Awesome. But when you think about user-centric, you also have to think about, for the cybersecurity use case, privacy, access control, things that you might have to really think about more of, is this necessary to have in my domain or my product? We have more coming down. So data security, of course, it's a checkbox for most companies. I want to protect user data. For security companies or for security teams looking for a product, it's, okay, well, I want to protect, but I have to. I'm now part of a rigorous standard. I have to be part of or adhere to compliance standards. So that's a whole other leg up. And that also proves difficult when folks are trying to work with different agencies or government agencies. So something to really think about. It's not just checking a box there. A few more here that I think of when it comes to making successful products in SaaS or software as a service compared to cybersecurity. We have actively maintained and updated. Great. Products improve. There might be bugs. There might be something that you just need to improve over time due to user feedback. That's great. In addition to, for the security side, well, we also have to monitor and patch and fix any threats or vulnerabilities that we see. That could mean that you might have to staff a whole other extra team. Maybe you might need to bring in a bug bounty team just to make sure that you are staying up to date. The last two here, onboarding and support. Great. Most SaaS tools that you might sign up for on your own as a self-service aspect, you have documentation and support bots. That's pretty easy. Great. I have a question. You might put it into a bot. You'll get your answer. Not necessarily true for cybersecurity software companies. You have to make sure docs, and then does it work with my security stack? Do I need professional services to help me make sure it works all together? And sometimes that proves challenging. You might have to add in a proof of value or proof of concept within the sales cycle just to make sure this won't break anything. Again, we do not want to make new problems for other people. And back to it, scalability and flexibility. Of course, as a small company grows to add more features, it scales with the user's needs. Maybe you can then integrate with Active Directory or some sort of single sign-on tool. Fantastic. If you do that on the cybersecurity side, awesome. Do you add more work for other teams? At what cost? And that's where sometimes you have to really think about, am I solving a problem? Back to it, is this a successful product? Am I solving a problem? Does it work well? Does it work well with what I have to do in a regulated space? Am I maintaining the latest security standards? Am I helping my users use a product and support them when they have a problem? And am I helping them grow as we grow too? So I think those are some things there. I would love to hear from everyone if you guys have any ideas. So I'm going to launch another poll. What are other ways that you think security products are harder than other products or other fields out there? Feel free to just drop it into this poll, or I'll monitor the chat at the same time. And thanks, Stacy. I see your chat right now. All right, I do see one, and I think it's a unique, interesting part of it is there isn't one answer. So great way to answer that. There isn't an answer here because security is hard. Everything is hard. I think what we're learning here in this conference today, that it's not just hard, it's also hard to get in. So I'll say that it's a unique skill set where you have to learn and grow and also see what the evolving threat landscape is with either what's regulated here in the US or in other countries as well. All right, let's see 2 more answers here. One moment, spinny wheel. Oh, 4 answers. Okay, 1 second. All right, I think I'll get back to it just so I can process more. Oh, wait, here it is. Yep, I'll have to go to it later. Great. So moving on, we have more about like, how do you get started? If I've convinced you already that I think I can help make products successful, awesome. Here are some ways to get started. So frameworks, I'm always one to just like, all right, well, I'm pretty interested. I'm excited. I'm curious. How do I start? Like what's one way to go? Of course, Google searching the World Wide Web exists, but what's more? So one thing is, if you do have an idea and you might think, I think I have a startup idea. Here are some things to think about. If you're an early stage cybersecurity vendor, or you just want to start your own, here are some things to think about. One, how did I get my customers? Acquisition. Where do they live? Are they on X? Are they mainly in Stack Overflow? Are they somewhere else? Maybe they're in meetups or conferences like this. So you can start validating customers coming in, and how do you start bringing them to your product or your app or anything else? Then it's activation. It's more, well, I got them to my landing page. I got them somewhere. What are they doing? Are they finding people? Are they finding things? Are they like looking at my product and thinking, I want to do more? And that's where the analytics kind of come in to say, okay, so these are the folks who came in. I want to activate, or I want to see what are they doing so I can do more of that. Maybe I'll build more features to get them exploring and hanging out more. Retention is another one of, okay, well, user signed in day 1, it's day 10. Are they coming back? What are they doing when they're coming back? Does day 1 usage change from day 10? And really figuring out that type of behavior. And maybe they're sharing, maybe they want to share. That referral is another aspect of it. Are they enjoying the product enough to share with others? Awesome. Lastly, it's revenue. We need to make money. What are they doing? Are they coming back? Are they paying for something? Are they loving it so much that they're paying more of it? Those are the types of phases and questions that you start thinking about. If you're at a larger company and you move into a product role there, congratulations. A larger company, actually Shopify created this framework. Think it, build it, ship it, tweak it. It's almost like if you're old enough, you remember the Bop It game from a long time ago. For this one, you start the question of, is it worth it? Meaning, is it worth a squeeze? We want this new product, we want to enter this new market, but do we have the talent? Do we have the flexibility? Do we have the headcount? Do we have all the things that we need to make this a successful product? And if not, I don't think it's worth it. And that's just the thinking side. Second, it's then moving into MVP, so minimal viable product. That means I want not the beautiful UI that you might have. It's just, does this functionally work based on my idea? Thinking about a mini launch. Of course, you want to share it with everyone. If you're at a larger company, maybe you expose this to 5 to 10% of your user base. Maybe you only extend it out to a few people instead, maybe a specific region. An example is, I think X, formerly Twitter, would launch things only in certain regions just to see if it'll work out. So something to think about for you. The most important piece here is tweak or think. So tweaking it, great. You set it out, you want to explore more, awesome. You think on it. Okay, based on this data, is it worth it? You go back to, is it worth it? Because that's really based on how much money or how much do you want to make from this? And do we have the capacity for it? Because those are really important, especially if you have a larger company. You don't want to take that massive risk, taking people off projects that are making money to something that is a bet at the end of the day. I covered 2, early stage and larger company. I found something right in the middle that I love to talk about. I kind of mentioned a few of those assets or aspects before, talking about jobs to be done and why I like it so much, creating value, focusing on outcomes. And I think that's really important, no matter what. Is this valuable? Is this helpful? And is it helpful enough? Maybe someone will pay. So let's get started. It is job time. So some ideas here would be a jobs to be done element. There's a lot on this slide. I'm going to start with the left-hand slide and move on to the right. One of which is jobs to be done. First, identify what needs to be done. I think growing up, we're like, I want a job. Great. What do you want to do? And you don't know. And I kind of think it's the same thing when it comes to jumping into product or just jumping in and figuring out how do I help other people. Second is functional and emotional components. I think this is most important for anyone who's trying to find something that's valuable for a customer or user. You're trying to find, okay, does it work? Great. Does it help you feel satisfied in your job, or what happens afterwards? More to come on that side. Job maps for folks who are in the security space. We all know we love a good mind map. Instead of a mind map here, we're thinking about one job, mapping it to another job, mapping it to certain functions in a role or in a job there. This is all maintaining, this is still a product, this is still a job to be done. But I think it's really magical to think about a user journey coming from here's what I have to do to here's what it takes to get done. And then you'll go into more of a solution around, do I need to? Can I group it here? Does this all have to happen in one order? Maybe I can consolidate and do a few things in one place. That's when you can start exploring. Validating and iterating is making sure you go back to the customer, making sure, kind of like market analysis, you talk to your friends and family, talk to your colleagues or peers. Does this work? And be honest. I need the feedback. Instead of saying, oh yeah, it works, it's great. That's, I think, the most detrimental part when you don't have that honest, critical feedback to help you get promoted or to help promote the growth that you need. I like to end with always be improving, similar to think and tweak, monitor evolving needs. Maybe it's something happening in the industry. Maybe it's happening on the policy side. Whatever it is, use that to help improve and to make that decision. What I didn't mention earlier, identifying core jobs. Sometimes that takes user research. Sometimes that's just a quick search. Sometimes that's a full-on, like you might need Gartner or some analyst helping you understanding the space and what is needed to solve some problems. Customer interviews / user interviews, something that I think you are all very can really do is helping you understand that you can do it because you've already seen and felt in that space. One thing that I'll jump to now is cybersecurity threat. A cybersecurity example, threat intelligence is one I started my career in. You know, if you want to proactively mitigate risk, sometimes I'll use feeds, I'll use tool integrations and playbooks. Functionally, though, I need something actionable, real time. Maybe I can visualize and share. Great. Emotional is really important here. Do I have confidence in the tooling? Do I have confidence in the accuracy? Will this work? Some other things to think about as you think about the job maps. What other steps need to be taken? Does this help an outcome? Do I technically reduce my risk? Do I prevent or mitigate risk? How do I show that? Some of the solutions that might come up is automating, maybe scoring the risk based on those feeds that you are showing, time savings. And ultimately, that shows up in the validation, talking to customers. Am I accurate? Am I fast? Have I helped you do your job better? What is the delta in the risk that we've helped you mitigate? So quickly, that was I went through quickly, but I would think that hopefully you walked away with what roles that might resonate with you. There's a lot of certifications out there. I'd highlight there are company blogs, a lot of places that are wanting to showcase what's happening. Do check it out. Newsletters, I see some places on the Slack are already showing that. Do take a look there. Why you're suited for cybersecurity, you know this already. You know what you need to do to become successful. If you don't, chat with others who are. There's a community that the DOS team has made here today. Do check it out. If you're up to the challenge, talk to me. I've started creating blogs around the product marketing mindset, and I'm happy to chat more there. And in closing, thank you. Check this out. My QR code goes directly to my website, and you can subscribe and learn more. And thank you again for the DOS team. Anyone else who wants to reach out, you can find me on most platforms at BZ Data. And with that, I'm open for questions. If there is any, I don't see any or anything in the chat. But by all means, anyone else want to ping me, go on ahead. And about that poll, I do want to see more. Okay, I think I might have to go later. Apologies about not finding the poll in time, but Jean, thank you for chiming in. Stacy, again, thank you. One issue that I've seen in security is that pen scans are thought of way too late. Absolutely. Shifting left and including it early in the process helps everyone feel aligned. Anything else, folks? Do ping me, or I'm on the Slack, or check me out on Bizabo's messaging system. With that, thank you.